Hi, everyone. How are you?
Good morning, Sea Point family. I'm Natalie Carr. I'm one of the designers here at Sea Point.
And I'm Aaron. Then how are you guys?
We are thrilled that you guys are here. We're going to be talking about bathroom remodels today.
Yes.
Oh, look, it's
Well, who's that?
Oh, and I'm actually wearing my hair exactly the same.
So am I.
So as you can see, this is actually the bathroom that we're going to be talking about today. It did win a couple of awards, so we were very proud that we were part of that. So this is us. I am Natalie.
And I'm Aaron.
We have been partners here at Sea Point for several years. And so we're going to be walking you through some bathroom projects. We're going to be walking you through this exact one, but then at the end of it, we're going to show you guys a bunch of before and afters, which is always
the fun part. Always. So what is a design build firm is one of our topics today. We do have the bathroom reveals like we talked about. We're going to give you guys some planning tips and tricks. We're going to talk about how you choose your materials. And then again, like Nellie just said, a lot of the fun before and afters.
So why would you want to listen to us? We are a design build firm here at Sea Point. We've been serving Orange County since the 80s. I mean, you do the math, it's like 30 something, I think 37 years now. So we've been in business for quite some time. We do specialize in room additions, kitchens, bathrooms, whole home renovations. But one thing that we're really proud of here at Sea Point is that 52% of our clients are past clients and referrals. So it's kind of a testament to what we do here, and we're really proud of that.
So when you're starting a project with Sea Point, we want to always set realistic expectations. We've all watched the shows. We've all watched Chip and JoJo. I'm not going to jump through your, drywall wall. We're not going to yell, move that bus. Your project will not take 30 minutes with one glass of wine.
It also, those shows are great, but they're very unrealistic as far as budget goes too, right? And when we get to the end of the show and it's like, we took the whole house for $30,000. That isn't reality based. A lot of these shows get a lot of their things for free. They get donations, things like that. So when you do watch those shows, they're great for inspiration, but do not take budgets as gospel
from television. We want to make sure that we are giving you guys those true budget ranges, so that you do have those expectations, because no one wants to spend all this time in design, everything, and then realize that you're completely far out of your budget and that you can't do your project in actuality.
We'll talk about more about how that kind of works a little bit later. Oh, before we forget, if you guys have any questions, there is a chat box here that you can jump on. You can ask us anything at the very end. Aaron and I are happy to answer any kind of questions you guys might have. But also, if you are considering doing a project with us, you can put your name and phone number, and then someone will call you back for a free consultation with one of us, or you can request a certain designer, whatever you'd like. So project options, there are a few things, different ways to do your project.
You can be a DIYer, which is a do-it-yourselfer, which is basically a weekend warrior. You can work with a contractor, or you can select a design build firm, which Sea Point Design Remodel is. So when you're working with a contractor, as you can see there, you are the frustrated couple in the middle, continuously on your phone, because you are coordinating everyone. You're coordinating the architect, you're coordinating the interior designer, the structural engineer, you're out purchasing, all of your materials. Here in Southern California, we have the Mile of Tile, where there's 147 separate tile stores in a row. After the third one, you have no idea what you saw in the first two.
No.
So it gets a little frustrating and a lot to manage. It, with a full-time job, children, all of that, it just becomes very, very monotonous and very, very cumbersome and overwhelming. And again, you are the responsible party for coordinating and organizing all of these people. So what is a true design build firm?
Because the reason that we rephrased this is because we have heard from other people like, oh, I got, referred to by a design build firm, but then you start digging a little deeper and they really were not a true design build firm.
Yeah, just because a general contractor that you hire works with a designer does not make them a design build firm. So when you choose a company such as Point, we are a design build contractor, meaning we do have our own design consultants, which Natalie and I are. We do have our own project managers. We coordinate all of your material selections, purchases, and deliveries. We also have our own structural engineer and architect on staff. So we are taking that burden off of you as the client to make sure that everything is done, that all I's are dotted and all T's are crossed.
Right, so that stress goes from you and gets put basically on us. So here at Point, yes, we are completely full service. We give you one point of contact and one point of accountability, which, you know, a lot of times what happens also is that you may hire an architect to design a room addition, let's say. Well, the architect's going to design what he wants to design. That's beautiful. He's not thinking, well, we want to stay within this budget. And so a lot of times what'll happen is you'll pay for plans, you'll get something, you know, designed for you. Then you go and take that to a general contractor and the general contractor goes, great, this is, you know, X amount of money to build it. And you're like, oh, that's not what I had in mind. So we kind of work backwards, is that we set the budget first. It's one of the very first things that we actually give you. So we come out, we look at your project, we talk to you about it, and then we kind of give you a budget range of, hey, this is where you're going to end up with working with a design build firm. And then we design it around that budget so that we're economically engineering it and what have you.
So again, like Natalie said before, we do offer complimentary consultations. They are in-home. Excuse me. Again, you can just drop your name and number in the chat box below. You can also call us at the number you see there, 949-861-3400. Or you can also, and it sounds like an infomercial. Call us now. Offers are standing by. You can also reach out on our website as well, where you can also see lots of portfolio images. A lot of different things are there, also very helpful and knowledgeable for you guys to know about. And you can set your appointment there as well.
Yeah, our website's actually really awesome. We have a ton of our projects are all categories like kitchens and whole homes and all that. So definitely go on that and come and take a look at all of the projects that we have. We have lots of before and afters. So we're going to show you guys our project first. Like we mentioned, this bathroom won a couple of awards, and one of them was Best of House for the whole country. So we were very proud of that. It was in Ladera Ranch. She was a repeat client. We had done our hall bathroom first, and this was now their master bathroom. So let's kind of show you guys where we started and what was going on here.
Yeah, so their story was they wanted a fresh new look. They wanted to update their bathroom. Their bathroom was, you know, it wasn't a bad bathroom. There's really nothing wrong with it. It was just dated and didn't fit with everything that the house had changed into. So they wanted it lighter. They wanted a little bit more style to it. It wasn't functioning the best for them, so they wanted to make those changes as well. And they wanted a very spa-esque kind of oasis feel about the space. They wanted it very comfortable.
I will say that it was a little bit masculine in its design. So the house was very farmhouse. So she definitely wanted to go the farmhouse route, but her and her husband had more masculine kind of taste. So yeah, you'll see that reflected in the design. So here's our before pictures. And you guys may look at this and go, yep, I have one of those. We rip these out almost daily.
The big built-in tub decks.
Yeah, that were, you know, very popular once upon a time, but they do take up so much space. And this bathtub was just swallowing this bathroom.
But like we said, it's not a bad bathroom. There's really nothing wrong with it. It just wasn't fitting the client's needs and style anymore.
Right. And that happens, right? You know, I mean, I think a lot of people think, oh, in order to remodel, you know, it's got to be falling down and it's just god awful from the 60s. But really, that's not the case. I mean, some people, we tear out things that are like, okay, well, there's nothing really wrong with it, but it's not their wow. It's not where they want to spend there every single morning. And that's what the case was with this guy.
So here was their existing floor plans. As you can see there in that red outlined box with the shadow, that's the location of the master bathroom, you know, in their home. As you can tell, it's a pretty standard layout here in California. I'm sure a lot of people have that same exact layout. I have a very similar one in my own home. So it's, you know, you can't really change a lot of the actual layout of it. If you're staying within your budget, yes, you can flip where showers are, make them larger, those kind of things. But this client wanted to stay pretty much with the same layout, but just wanted to update it.
Definitely with taking out these big tub decks, we always we are typically able to expand the shower, which is what they want, because a standalone tub would take up a lot less space than this behemoth over here. And you're going to see that in our new layout.
So here's the new layout. As you can see, we did still incorporate that bench in the shower. We did increase the size of it a little bit. We did have the tub over there, so you do have a lot more room. We did add, which you can't tell here, but you will see from the images, we did add a large focal tower in a contrasting wood, so that it gave it more of a little focal point, which would be the first item that you see when you go straight into the bathroom. And we also changed the doorway configuration to the bathroom.
We chose a cabinet that was very modern. You know, typically in a farmhouse kind of look, you would go with a traditional shaker, but we didn't on this. We wanted a little bit of a thinner cabinet door style. So we did change that up a little bit. And there's that tell tower that Erin was just talking about.
So again, these are the elevations. These are a very good tool that Natalie and I create for you guys. They give you the dimensions of your cabinetry. You get the feel of if there's drawers or if there's doors, you know, and we want all of these things done on paper, so that if you guys want any changes, like you may just want all drawers, or you may say, you know, I don't need 6 drawers. I only need 2. And the bottom ones can be cabinetry. Those are all the things that we discuss. And that's why we use these elevations. We also use these elevations on the job site, because this is what the gentlemen build to.
Yes, these are definitely, these and our color renderings are invaluable communication tools. We really, these are our Bible. And we want to make changes on paper, because cabinets are not cheap. And we do not want screaming phone calls going, this is not what I wanted. We always want to see things beforehand.
Here again, we also do your utility plan. Oh, I got tongue tied there. That way you can see where all the lights are going to go, how they're going to be switched, because, you know, everything we do, we put on dimmers, because you want to set that mood a lot of times in the bathroom. You don't want everything super bright all of the time. So this way we can figure out how they're connected, which ones we want connected, where those switches are going to go. It's just a very good way of having the whole overall look and feel of the bathroom all be very cohesive.
And then we get to color renderings. This is where kind of the fun part is that you get to start to see the space kind of come to life. So first we start out with those black and whites, and then we start getting into color. We did make some changes on this guy. One thing that Erin and I did with this floor is that she really wanted pattern, but when we took this pattern all over the place, it was a lot. And so instead of putting it all over, we broke it up with porcelain planks. So we took each one of these little squares, which was a 6x6, and we took 4 of them and then bordered them with porcelain plank to kind of give it this sort of unique pattern that is very different. One change.
But we also, you notice, we also changed. At first, the client wanted this really heavy farmhouse kind of look that you can twist into a modern with all of these, you know, divided glass spaces. It felt way too heavy in the space, and it was making that shower feel very confined. And to be honest, it felt like a jail cell.
It felt like a love it. But the beauty of these renderings is that we look at things like this, right? And so we didn't spend a ton of money on this, install it and go, oh my gosh, we all hate it.
Yeah.
We got to see it live. That's why these are so invaluable. And we made the changes right then and there and rendered it different.
Yep. And then here you can see where the tub is going to land. You can see how we did that 2-tone cabinetry there on the right-hand side with the dark countertops. Again, this is just another view of the same room. So you start getting that better idea of how the whole room is going to flow together.
One of the other things that we did for this one is that we did wall mounted faucets, and we took the backsplash up almost 13 inches. So that way you're not running a faucet out from drywall, which is not ever a good idea, but it also gives it like a strong kind of design element that your countertops are really high, so it's much more dramatic. And more renderings. Are you guys ready to see the real thing? I am. So here's our materials that we chose. We fell in love with these guys. These are wood handles. They're by Jason Wu. They were really awesome. And we did mix metals. So you'll notice that there was a lot of black fixtures mixed with the brass. Again, kind of that eclectic look, a little bit more masculine, but also giving you that spa kind of feel. Yep. There was black Schluter trim over there. So there was a lot of little details that were really fun. Okay, now you can see the real thing.
So there it is in reality. One other change we also did make, as Natalie kind of pointed out, is you can see where that tub faucet is coming out of the wall. We did use a black Schluter and we used a porcelain tile there, because if you're going to touch that, because those are wood shiplap planks on the wall, we thought of this really cool idea to inset a white porcelain tile and then trim it out in a black metal Schluter to make this little kind of focal point. So that way, if you touch it, it's not going to, affect your wood, your paint, anything, with your wet hands. So these are the kind of things that we always have to think about. And, sometimes they evolve as the job goes on. But that was a really good little addition that we did. We also raised the shiplap much higher than the rendering showed. It just needed it in there. It just didn't look right, taken way down below the window. So we ended up adding to it. Other changes, obviously, you can see here that we did do a clear glass, which made it a lot softer than the big giant phone booth that we were going to use. Yeah. Again, here is that dark wood focal point that we did, that towel tower. It's a good place to, put your, accessory items, towels, lotions and potions, those kind of things. And it adds a fun little lit focal point in that room. So it's just those little fine touches are what really make a bathroom pop. They're not very costly changes, but sometimes people are a little afraid because they've never had one. So they don't know what to do. Also, there's electrical that we put in there too. So, and the drawers below, so you can have your blow dryer, your curling iron, whatever, plugged in inside those spaces to keep them off of the countertop. But it was a really beautiful bathroom. I mean, I loved the use of the black countertops. It's very striking up against that white cabinetry. And then we pulled in the black and the brass, and you'll see that over and over, the black, the brass, the black, the brass. So it was a good mixture. I think a lot of people, we always think of typical bathrooms, it's brushed nickel and that's all there is. I personally don't. It's not my favorite on a white cabinet because it kind of tends to wash away. Yeah. And you don't have to be matchy. Nope. Don't be afraid to take a bold choice, because little things like handles, let's say you do it, handles are one of the easiest things to change out. They're not costly. You can do it if, weeks down the road, a year down the road, you're like, I really don't like that, but you took the risk. You can change them out really easily. Yes, I would say that and a backsplash are the two things that are easy to change out that you don't have to be afraid to take a risk on, because say you went for like a really fun backsplash up here and 2 years later you were tired of it. Okay, well, somebody comes in, you rip it out. You're not ripping out cabinetry or countertops. So I would definitely say that the hardware choice, brass is having a big moment the last few years. And we talk a lot of people into brass because it's beautiful, but it might go out of style. But as Erin said, that's one thing that you can very easily change back out once you're tired of it. Yep. And there's that detail of that faucet that we were talking about with the wood handles. So that the wood tied in with the wood over here, the black tied in with the mirrors, the brass tied in with the mirrors. There's a lot of little elements here that take a lot of forethought, but it turned out really beautiful. Again, there's a close-up of those handles, so you can see how beautiful they pop off of that black. Again, another photo. A lot of photos. There's a lot. And there again, you can see that design detail that Natalie spoke about earlier about those porcelain planks and those tiles in the middle as well. It does add, a very unique, cool rendition of a patterned floor. Because sometimes patterns can get way overwhelming. If you put it in there, it can be a lot. But by breaking it up this way, it was a new fun twist on your traditional, patterned floor. And it won us an award. Yes.
Who knew?
Yeah.
And there's our beautiful shower. Oh,
Yep.
one thing to note is that we did put a niche down here. A lot of people just kind of don't give it a lot of thought. They just throw them on the walls. But then you see all of your, your razors and your shampoos and all that kind of stuff. And so we expanded the shower niche. We made a really big one and we put it here on the face of the shower bench so that you wouldn't see all of those. So that was kind of a clever way so that you wouldn't see it in the reflection of the mirrors in the vanity.
And it's also too, because a lot of people, because you do have that exposed bench right there, you don't want everything to stack up and be set on top of that bench. You want it to have a home. So it is a little bit lower down to the floor, but it works well and it keeps everything organized. So it's not this big cluttered mess that you see, because that is really the first thing you see when you walk in this bathroom on the left-hand side. So you don't want that, messy look about it.
And then we tied it all together with little penny rounds. I love a good penny round moment. Little adds some texture to it next to this very sleek marble.
Yes.
So that's it.
So, so now when you're planning your remodel and choosing a contractor that's right for your project. So you really have to think about the importance of insurance. You want to make sure whoever you choose has all of the insurances they need: liability, property, bonded, and workers' compensation. You'll see there's a website you can look at to make sure that whoever you choose has all of those things. Because if they don't have it, I would be leery. That is a red flag.
Yes, 100%. The last thing you want when you're, when you are going through this process and choosing who you want to work with, the last thing you want is somebody to end up getting hurt at your home, and you're responsible for that. If whoever you choose to work with is not licensed, I'm sorry, doesn't have insurance, then if someone does get hurt at your property, you can be liable. The other one is the importance of licenses. In the state of California, there are, now there's 43, it used to be 42. There's 43 classifications. So when someone says that they are a general contractor, that means that they should be licensed in most of those. And what does this really mean? Well, you definitely would not want to hire a plumber to install a new water heater for you, and then he punches through your roof and we get rains like last year and you all of a sudden your roofing is all leaking. Well, you wouldn't want to call a plumber to fix your roof.
Yep.
Because they're different licenses, right? So definitely ask questions and definitely do your homework when you are researching someone to make sure that they are licensed in all the 43 classifications as well, if you are looking for a general contractor.
And then city permits and HOA. That all kind of falls under one heading. There's lead and asbestos testing and abatement, which is required in the state of California. We do only test in the areas that we are working on. So if it's the drywall in the bathroom, let's say it tests positive, we only have to abate that area. A lot of people have that fear that when they hear the word abatement, that, oh no, they're going to tear out every piece of drywall in my entire house. That's not what they're saying. It's only in the areas that we are working on. We do work with homeowners associations. We give you guys all of the information you need to provide to them, because homeowners associations only want to talk to the homeowners. They don't talk to the general contractors, but we do work, with your CCNRs, anything that they would need.
But that's only if you're doing exterior stuff. So
Correct.
If you are going to be remodeling your bathroom, breathe easy. You don't need to tell your HOA that you're remodeling your bathroom. It's only if you're going to be doing work that affects the outside of your house. Like if you were going to take a window away or add a window, then that's when your HOA would be would come into play.
Yeah, or doing additions, any of those kind of things. And then we also obtain your city building permits. If a contractor or general contractor asks you to do your permitting, please say no and have them do it, because whoever pulls the permit is responsible for the project. So you want that liability to fall on who's ever building it. You do not want that to fall in your lap.
Right. It's basically an insurance policy. I know some people are really, they're gun shy about, they hear permits and they think this inspector is going to go rummaging through your house and flag you for all kinds of random stuff. That's not why they're there. They are only there to make sure that the person who's doing your work is doing it the right way. So say you are doing a bathroom, they would come in at rough-ins, like when your walls are open, and they're going to look to make sure that is the plumbing going to the right drains? Is it being installed correctly? If they're just there for an insurance policy for you to make sure that whoever you've hired is doing the work the right way.
And then the importance of references. You can see here that we've won several awards. We're ranked very high in rankings of design and build firms across the United States. But if a person is very leery of letting you go see a project they're currently working on, one that has been completed, that is another red flag. Here at C Point, if you want to go see, or talk to a client, we will do our best to reach out to them, make sure that you can have a conversation with them so that you can see how we work. We also have, I don't even know how many Yelp reviews and Google reviews. It's all of them. There's so many, but we are very highly meticulous and we take pride in what we do. So our clients are generally 99.9% very happy. Construction is not science. Things do happen. So, we do our best to try not to have those things happen. And if something does happen, we are Johnny on it and rectify it as soon as possible.
Warranties. So in the state of California, here's another thing that you should be aware of is that the state of California requires us to give you a 1-year warranty. We give you 5 years on any work that we touch. We do that because we stand by our workmanship. We want to do it right the first time. We have amazing guys who are such craftsmen here, but they don't want to spend their whole time. We want to do new projects. We want to spend all of our time correcting old mistakes. So we make sure that we do it the right way, the right time, which is why we give you a 5-year warranty. But whoever you choose, just make sure that somewhere in your contract is written that they do give you a 1-year warranty, minimal.
Yep. So design process and factors as the process goes on. Our design and build process. So you would first start meeting with a design consultation, which is meeting with Natalie and myself or any of the other designers here. Then what we do is we set up a design agreement meeting after we've done the initial meeting at your house. That is an agreement which states budget ranges, what the scope of work is. There are fees attached to that to move forward to get all of these beautiful renderings, drawings, if it's structural or whatever, we have to get the ball rolling. So it's like a handshake between all of us. Once that is signed, then we select materials, we finalize your scope and your budget. And then from there, you go into your actual construction agreement, which is your final agreement, which has everything spelled out and stated. Then from there, we order all of your materials. We do a ramp up and permitting process that we do. Then you're done. You're given your start date. Demo starts, and then we just keep going. And then you sit back and relax. In your house, it's being all under construction. It's very relaxing, I promise.
While we gut your bathroom.
Excuse the jackhammering or the
touch on that Erin was just mentioning is that we gather your materials and things like that. That's part of that ramp up. So once we've gone through all of the design process and we've made our beautiful decisions and everything like that, we don't just go in and then just tear everything out and then sit and wait for and hope that your cabinets show up at some point. We do want to pull our permits. We get our guys scheduled ahead of time because we don't want to have any lag time once we finally start. And we certainly don't want to gut your kitchen or gut your bathroom and then not have something ready. And you're sitting there for 3 weeks extra without a usable bathroom or, in total chaos. So one thing that I really love about our process that we are sticklers about is that we want to make sure that your cabinets are there, that your fixtures are there, that all of our ducks are in a row before we run in and gut, say your kitchen before we really should be. So that way it goes a lot smoother once we actually start.
Yep.
How much should you budget for?
1 trillion.
This is a tricky question, and everybody asks us this every webinar that Erin and I do. It's one of the big questions. Well, how much does a bathroom cost? But to be honest, guys, that's really like asking me how much a car costs. Well, I don't know. Are you buying a Kia or are you buying a Mercedes? Are you buying a Range Rover or are you buying a truck?
Did you get all the bells and whistles or did you buy the base model?
Right. It's a very loaded question, but we're going to do our best to kind of walk you through so that you can at least be prepared of what to budget for. Some cost factors are obviously would be size, right? Is your bathroom small? Is it a hall bathroom? Is it a large master bathroom? Are you putting towel towers? Is there cabinetry everywhere? Cabinets are expensive. And so that's definitely going to add to the cost.
Pull out. So you're doing, things can range so much in the whole scope of a bathroom that, like Natalie said, we do our best to try to like minimize those and to give you the best, scope that we can.
Is it structural? Is it non-structural? Meaning, are you knocking down, do you have a wall in there that you hate, or you want to steal room from the kitchen or from your closet, but is that wall holding up your roof? Or is it just super easy and we just take it away and it's just some drywall patching? That is a big cost factor. And some other ones, a lot of people are like, well, what if I pick really inexpensive tile? Guys, tile doesn't swing your budget.
No, tile is your least expensive item.
100%. It's pennies on the dollar. And if you're going, well, I could pick this tile, you're going to save maybe a couple $100. And in the big scheme of things with a bathroom, that doesn't swing too much.
Yep.
But flooring would. And if you start going crazy with fixtures, meaning like you picked the cream of the crop as far as shower faucets and things like that. And if you're going really crazy, that can definitely swing you as well.
Yeah. And then, like Natalie said before, cabinetry plays a large role in the cost. Cabinetry is 50% of your budget. So there are different types of cabinetry that are out there. There are stock, which are like from big box stores, that you put together a million parts and pieces. And somehow you always have a lot of extra parts and pieces, even though you followed the picture drawings. You go back, because I remember the other ones were. Oh, there's semi-custom and then there's custom. So semi-custom is a lot what we do here at Sea Point, which there are a lot of modifications that you can do. There's a lot of flexibility. We can change things, but we also do have lines where we don't have that ability, which are cost effective. They're amazing products, but you just don't have that ability to,
unlimited changes.
Yeah, change it an inch or change it a quarter of an inch or whatever. But there's nothing wrong with that. Natalie and I do many a kitchen that are done in, your standard, sizing, which a lot of kitchens are anyway. So unless you're going to really, really start thinking outside the box, you can, and if you're very budget conscious, you can stick with that type of product. As you can see here, there's many different door styles. You can choose from. There are many of them right here behind us, you can see. So in our showroom, we do have a lot of those products and pretty much everything you can see. So it kind of basically makes us like a one-stop shop. We have all of your countertops, your tile, your cabinetry, all of that. So it does help when you can see it all put together. So cabinet inserts and features, there's a lot of things you can do. You can do, a towel tower like we showed, a hamper built pull out. You can do storage under your vanity with an open bottom. Here you can do either a beverage fridge, or nowadays a lot of women have makeup that takes refrigeration, that kind of thing. You can have a makeup fridge, which to be honest is one of the first things I've heard of. But it's cool. I like the idea. And then also too, on the far right, a lot of ladies still like to have a vanity where they can sit, do their makeup.
Although I'm torn on the makeup vanities. Let me tear a lot of them out.
It is a very personal thing. Some ladies love them. Some ladies are like, it's a useless space, but I need more storage. I don't need this place to sit down because I'm doing my makeup while I'm driving in the car, dropping kids off.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So
let's talk about tile.
Yes.
In a bathroom, tile is definitely something that factors highly. When we're designing a kitchen, really it's just your backsplash that we're dealing with. But in a bathroom, you've got multiple areas that are going to take tile. So let's talk about some of the options. There is natural stone, and we don't use a lot of natural stone in kitchens, to be honest. And the reason is because it can stain, right? You've got spaghetti sauce flinging on a white marble backsplash, it's going to leave a mark. But in bathroom, we use it all the time. So natural stone, although it is not the most cost effective, we do use it quite often in bathrooms.
You have porcelain, as you can see in the picture that we showed you before, the bathroom Natalie and I did. Porcelain is beautiful. Porcelain is a stone, is man-made. It is made to look like something else, like a natural stone. It's beautiful. You don't have all of the porous factor of it that you do with a natural stone. It's probably one of the best things you can use in a bathroom.
Want to know why? I'm going to sound really smart for a second.
Get super smart on you right now.
Porcelain has a denser molecular structure than ceramic tile, which we used to use all the time, most exclusively in bathrooms. But if you have one of those bathrooms where you have like black grout, you can't bleach it and you can't figure out why.
Come out.
It's because water has seeped into the grout and you will never get it out. And it's because ceramic tile has a looser molecular structure. So most exclusively, I say we use porcelain tile nowadays.
Yep. You can use glass tile. Glass tile tends to take on more of a contemporary look. It does have the ability to get scratched, so a lot of times you want to be careful with it. But it is beautiful. There are a lot of really pretty ones out there. But it is more of a look. Natalie and I don't usually use a lot of glass tile, but a lot of people do.
Yeah. Harder to cut as well.
Yeah.
You're going to have a lot more waste because the blades will chip it as they cut it.
Yeah.
So it's just something to be aware of. It's one of the downfalls to using glass tile.
And a lot of cleaners like soft
Abrasive.
scrub or that they're abrasive and they will scratch it. They scratch the surface and then that shiny, glossy appearance will become dull.
But go ahead and use it if you really want to.
Yeah.
Don't let us sway you.
Yeah.
So let's talk about bathroom countertops. Honestly, quartz is still king.
Yep.
And we use quartz almost exclusively, especially in kitchens. But bathrooms, we do use some natural marbles because, again, when you're talking about a kitchen, you've got lemon juice, you have acidic acids based, wines and things like that. So you really have to baby natural stone in a kitchen. Not so much in a bathroom, but we still really used quartz most exclusively.
Yep. Natural stone, you can use it, but you do have to be cautious of it. Like Natalie said, it does have to be sealed. You do have to watch what goes on it. Again, like with beauty products and things of that nature, a lot of those are acidic. They will etch the top of your countertop.
Nail polish remover.
Yeah, they will make marks and it will start to pit. It is stunningly beautiful. You do also have to be careful when you use it because a lot of times there are iron ore that is inside that stone and it will start to leach out sometimes if you use it like in a shower, because I'm sure everyone's been to a friend's house and they kind of have like an orange spot or something. That is that leaching, that is that iron ore leaching out of the material.
But these are all things that any good designer will walk you through. That's our job. Our job is to hold you by the hand, take you through this process and avoid giant costly mistakes, right? That's exactly why you would hire a design build firm. All this knowledge of 27 years in the industry gets passed on to you so that you're not scared and that you're not making mistakes like putting natural, like a marble on the floor. So anyways, I just thought I'd share that. Okay, more fun stuff.
Befores and after.
You guys want to see some before and after bathrooms? Of course you do. That's why you're here. So we know this one. Erin and I also did this bathroom. This also won a big award this year.
This won the BKBG nationwide best bathroom in the nation.
Go us.
So this bathroom, as you can see, was very dark. The client wanted something way more bright and airy. They were going for more of a patina farmhouse look. So we did switch it quite a bit. And when Natalie flips the slide, you will see that it changed quite drastically. It became more spa-like. That is a giant steam shower on the left-hand side, the freestanding floating tub, a warming towel rack. This bathroom had a perfect, I think, every bell and whistle that you could imagine.
It really did. Oh, they didn't do a picture of the vanity.
No.
Oh, well, that's okay. You can see it on our website. Here's another one. Maybe this looks familiar. These are those
typical bathroom.
Yeah, these are the ones that have the little square tiles that you have to get out a toothbrush and clean. It's a typical Mission Viejo bathroom, right? We see them over and over and over. Spent some time in design and then we changed it to this little spa oasis.
Yes.
Here's another one.
This is your typical, hall bath sized bathroom. Just a lot of the neutral tones, very dark, kind of heavy, kind of dated.
Forgive the photography because us as designers take the before pictures always, but it's really hard to take a picture of a bathroom because you're standing at the so it's hard to capture these, but that is the app.
Spend some time in design and
Voila!
voila. This
This
one is a
one's-
very new one, I believe. Yeah.
This is floating, but it's hard to take
Yeah.
pictures of these things. Carpet in the bathroom.
I know
Why not?
we've all seen houses that have it. Some of you may have it and just go, please take it away. Please take it away. And again, here's that big giant, you know, preformed tub surround with a shower that's, you know, got the frosted glass on it. So it's a little dated. Spend time in design,
Look what you can have afterwards.
update it, make it bright and airy, throw a little chevron pattern on that back wall. It's a stunning bathroom. It's gorgeous.
Oh my.
Here, you know, some people get creative with color. There's nothing wrong with color. Natalie and I love color.
Don't know that I would paint it Pepto-Bismol pink though.
You know, but a lot of times people have, you know, small children, whatever, they get inspired by a TV show. They decide to add a little pop of color for a change. Then they get tired of it and want to update it because this is your typical hall bath, you know, with 2 kids. Again, you can increase with doing what they did. They took out one of those double vanities, created a single vanity, made their shower quite large, and took out the tub because a lot of times you don't need a bathtub.
Yeah.
You know, please design your house to what you want, not for resale. Because whoever moves into your house is going to be just like you were when you moved into your house. You may not like a certain room and you're going to change it. So, but you're living there, make it your own space.
Every webinar that we do, Erin and I get asked the ultimate question, should I take my bathtub out? It's completely up to you. Again, like, you know, Erin was saying, when someone buys your house, if they want a bathtub, they're going to add one. And there's really nothing that you can do about it. So enjoy your house the way you want to live in your house. So this guy, a lot of times we take out these walls. I don't remember if they did that in this one.
Yeah, a lot of times you'll have that scenario where you have a vanity to one side and then you have a half wall that has a doorway into where you have a tub and shower, or a tub and toilet area, or a shower and toilet area. And a lot of times we do take out that center wall because it creates a much larger feeling bathroom.
Only if it's non-load bearing.
Correct.
Or I mean, you can do it if it's load bearing, but
yeah, most of the times they are not.
they left it.
This, they decided to keep it in there. But again, just changing all of those colors made it look way larger than it actually is, because people do sometimes still like that privacy of, you know, if they have 2 kids, one can be in the shower or one's using the restroom and then the other one can be out, you know, getting ready or whatever in the other section. So again, that's a personal choice.
Here is another brown on brown bathroom.
And with a little time in design and a little modernization, it became very light and airy and bright. You know, and not, you know, nothing crazy, you know, everything's pretty tone on tone, but just those little tweaks, as you can see in that shower niche in the back, there's a little pattern going on there. It's just those little touches, you know, the black schluter around the window and the niche, it just adds those little pops that people like. Here's
I really like this one. This one also won us some awards. This, if you can see all of these windows up here, like, what do you do with this? You know, it's very cut up. There were all kinds of crazy angles all over it. It was very intrusive. They had a huge fireplace here.
It was a very large bathroom.
It was really large, but it was odd. It was just an odd space. So they spent quite some time in design. And they ended up with this. So we changed all those windows, framed them in, and now you've got more usable space so that you didn't have this crazy skylight situation. And I'm assuming, but I mean, it made the bathroom so hot.
Yeah, but you still have all of that natural, beautiful light that comes in. You just had to minimize it a little bit because it was too much. And it chopped up the bathroom too much and made it very odd shaped. And you know, most people don't sit and stare at a fire when they're in their bathtub. It's a rarity. So utilize that space. They got that giant shower now. It just turned out to be absolutely amazing. That light floor. Love it. Absolutely love it.
I think we've got, and here's another one.
Mm-hmm.
So sort of same L-shaped, you know, sunken tubs again. And then we changed it to that. This one's got like that farmhouse feel with the shiplap on the back. vessel, semi-vessel sinks, Amalfi cabinet. Amalfi is a color, it's not a type, just so.
And then change the shower and tub area into what we call a wet room, which you cannot do in all homes, just FYI, because there has to be a drop and you have to have a certain amount of space so that the drainage can happen. But it can be all encompassed in one giant room where you have a tub and a shower all in one tiled area.
And this is actually that same bathroom that we were walking you guys through before. This is their downstairs bathroom. One of the things that they wanted was they wanted a true pool bath. And so we took this shower out, made a door, and then stole a closet to make a shower. And there's the after. So this was part of that same house that Erin and I did.
Yep.
This one was really fun. I liked this one.
It's really pretty.
We don't have a picture of the door. The door's over here, and then the shower moved on this side.
Mhm.
So that's it, guys.
Yes.
Yay, before and afters. But there's a ton more on our website. We do have some questions that we can get to.
So here we go. One question is, does Sea Point have a showroom? Yes, as you can see, we are actually sitting in the showroom right now. That's where the majority of our meetings will take place. So we do have a space that has all of our tile, a cabinetry, countertops, everything in here. So we do have a showroom as well. And how long does it take to remodel a small bathroom? That completely depends on the size of the bathroom. A small bathroom usually takes about 4 to 6 weeks
In construction.
But then you have all of your time prior to that, but actual construction time is about 4 to 6 weeks. Mm-hmm.
So my question is, I don't know. Hold on. Is there a minimum project size that you work with? Well, yes and no. So here's how I like to say this. If someone called me and said, hey, I just want you to hang a few shelves for me, and I want you to take out a door, and I want you to do this, I don't know that we would be the best fit for you, because what value do I as a designer bring to you, right? You're hiring a design build firm because a designer is going to help you with your project. So I don't know that we would be the best fit for somebody like that. You would use us because you want our expertise, right? You want that organizational, you want that designer guiding you through the process. So that's why I would say yes, but for a whole bathroom and for kitchens and for especially additions and things like that, all day long.
Yep.
So no, there's no limit on that, but I would definitely ask yourself, does this project of mine merit having a designer and that kind of a firm before you decided to hire Sea Point?
Another question, am I limited to just materials in your showroom? Absolutely not. If you have been out shopping and you have absolutely fallen in love with something, then you are more than welcome to use that. That is not a problem at all. If we're in our showroom designing from our showroom and we're not finding what we want, that is mine and Natalie's job to go out, source other areas, other places to find those materials that we want. So no, you are not limited to what is in our showroom.
In fact, Erin and I have a secret stash room that has super cool stuff in it that we hide from other people. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. And then our last question is, how much should I prepare for the design process?
So we do.
How much time? Sorry, I skipped that word. How much time should I prepare for
the design
process? Yeah.
Typically a month to 2 months, depending on the size of your project and how long it takes you to make decisions. So, I mean, he and I can design a kitchen like that, right? That's my job. But if you're vacillating on tile or we're not making decisions quite quickly, then that will add time to that process. But typically I would say, if it's just a bathroom or just a kitchen, we meet, once a week and you'll be done with the design process between a month to 2 months.
Yep.
So that's it.
Yes. So don't forget, if you want to schedule a complimentary in-house consultation, you can call us at that number you see there. You can also put your information in the chat box, or you can go online and sign up there as well.
We loved being here today. I hope you guys liked the before and afters and seeing some of the projects that we do here at Sea Point.
Yep.
And if you have any additional questions, reach out and we're always happy to answer them, and we're always here.
Yep.
So
thanks
thank
guys.
you guys.
Have a good time.